officially on board.
They rolled us off.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're in Ketchikan for a very short time.
They toss cans here. You catch them. That's what you do. You catch a can.
All right, but we're headed up.
That's my joke for the day.
We're headed to breakfast and see what we can get up to. We don't have an excursion this time.
I'm glad we don't.
Because they've cut it so short. Anyway, I'm trying not to be anxious about it.
Try harder.
I'm trying. I love you, hon. Anyway, all right, breakfast.
Oh, wow. Okay.
My hand in comparison. I turned off the sound for these videos because there was a singer there that is singing copyrighted music. And then we had dinner at Cagney's Steakhouse. But did we take pictures of ourselves all dressed up? No. But we have plenty pictures of the food that we ate. That was so delicious, including this chocolate cake. And then it was off to Beatles Experience, where we met this lovely couple from New York. Again, for copyright issues, I have silenced the volume of the video, but you can see how close we were to the stage. Hi friends.
Hello there.
We are so sorry. We are horrible vloggers.
First time, novice, amateur,
and
lazy, or no, just novice.
But I had heard previously that when you go on an Alaskan cruise, you go, 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 go. And we went. And so when we had downtime, instead of doing a vlog, we decided to sleep.
It was sneaking a nap. It's going to be a late night, and then it was a late night, and then we'd come back and we needed to go right to bed because early in the morning, something else was going to be going on, and there's some time changes thrown in the mix too, making those nights even shorter. And even as much as we planned in advance our specialty dining and which events we were going to be going to in the evenings, we catered that around that schedule. But even so, it's still very, very long days.
Yes.
Very packed days.
Today is kind of an at-sea day. We are stopping in Victoria, Canada at 8 o'clock tonight.
For 4 hours. Ooh.
Not even
Boy,
4.
My finger looks really weird on there. We'll use this hand. 4 hours.
Not even 4 hours. It's 3.5.
Okay, so 3.5. Yeah.
3.5.
Easy. Yeah, my gimpy finger. Long story there. Yeah.
Anyway.
3.5 hours.
When we get back, we will do like a full review of our video of our cruise.
Yeah.
But we just kind of want to do a quick update.
Yeah.
I mean, we did updates at the end of the day.
There's so much.
The first day and the day at sea. It's like we didn't do anything after.
And we did lots of stuff.
Alaska.
Lots of places. 4 different places. Lots of things. 3 different excursions. We had a lot of stuff going on. So we'll do another thing where we're very detailed about the specific day, the specific port, the specific activities.
I mean, you've seen kind of bits and pieces of what we did, but like I said.
Yeah, those are just snapshots.
Yeah, so anyway.
So Sitka.
Okay.
Just quick summary. So our third day, our stop was at Sitka, which was the original capital of Alaska back when Russia occupied it.
Russian capital.
And so then after we took ownership, after we bought it for what was it? Like a few cents per acre or something. It was a few $1 million that we bought it for, which was a lot of money back then, I guess, but still, it was only a few cents per acre. Yeah. We changed the capital to Juneau. So Sitka, a lot of Russian influence and stuff like that. And so we had our Fortress of the Bears excursion, the Falcon, the Raptor Center, and then the forest with lots of totem poles that we hiked around. And so those were our excursions. So we enjoyed all of them. Yeah. Fortress of the Bears, I wish there was more bears. I wish it was just a different situation.
It was kind of sad.
Yeah.
Seeing them just, I mean, they're using it for research, like how to make things better for bears and humans to coexist. But it was still kind of sad.
And the bears that they have been raised in captivity because they were found as cubs, abandoned, or their parent was, their mother died when they were young. They would not have survived on their own at all. So obviously this is a better alternative to them dying. And so that's obviously good. But you get to see just how massive some of these bears are. And yeah, they are some big bears.
And the one kept blinking at me. And I was like, cats, when they show they love you, they slow blink. He was fast blinking, so I don't think he loved me.
And he was saying, "You look delicious," so probably something like that. But yeah, so that was an interesting excursion to go to. But that was a quick stop there before going to the Raptor Center, where there was a place to hike there, and we got to see salmon, lots of salmon. It's the time of year when they are swimming upstream, and just the sheer amount. I mean, just looking at it and seeing the amount of salmon.
At first, you don't think you think it's just rocks at the bottom. No, it's fish.
It's like, oh, look at the water. The water's got a nice shimmer to it. Well, it's got a shimmer because it's just loaded with salmon. So we got to enjoy that. And then the third stop on that one was the hiking one. No, actually that was the totem one. And that was with, who was our driver for that one?
That was Luke.
Luke
was a good driver.
Luke was very informed on a lot of stuff. It was he seemed like he was going to come across as very low energy, dry, but he was actually pretty funny. He was really good. Our 2 drivers that we had for a couple of our shuttles for these different excursions couldn't be more different, but they were both just fun and entertaining in their own way. And like a lot of people, there was a lot of people that come to these cities and ports for certain seasons, and so you get a lot of college students who this is their summer job before they go back to school and things like that. And so you get a lot of temporary residents of the area, but still they know a lot. They've been doing this for a while.
So then the next day was Juneau.
Yes, and that was
a hike. We did 5 miles total. throughout the day. Like, even on the ship, like, I have a pedometer on my phone that kept track of my steps. We did 5 miles on Juno Day between the shopping around the city and stuff like that, and hiking out to the falls.
Yeah, Nugget Falls. So the first stop of the day, and this was one of those early mornings, and it was cold. Like, I initially thought, oh, long sleeve shirt, I'm going to be good. But it was one of those days that was in the low 40s, and there's going to be parts of the day where you were just kind of sitting and waiting a little bit to start different things. And so if you were moving, you were fine. But if you sat down,
by the time we left, it was 55 degrees.
Yeah, toasty, so toasty.
But the water coming off the glacier was 34 degrees, and you saw us dip our toes in. It was
yeah, that'll wake you up in the morning.
And that's
sure.
a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like, we were like, we have to do this.
Yeah, next time I'm sure we'll probably do another Alaskan cruise. You just don't know for sure if you're gonna have the same stops.
Yeah.
You may take a different itinerary that hits like Skagway and some of the other places we didn't go to, and so we don't know for sure if we'll be back to this particular Nugget Falls and Mendenhall Glacier area or not. But it was a lot of fun. Worth the hike. The hike was actually fairly easy, but make sure you have your travel insurance. There's a few people I watched trying to do things where they were standing on certain rocks, and it's like there's water and mist in the air from the waterfall. Like, don't get hurt. I saw 2 different people in particular. I thought, that is an injury waiting to happen. I don't even know what the medical bill thing is going to be, because the cost for any kind of emergency stuff with the cruise is astronomical.
Going out to there to pick them up.
Yeah, it would have been astronomical. It's like, you need to have traveler's insurance. Let me just put that plug in there. We didn't get traveler's insurance the first few cruises, but then once we learned more, you learn better, you do better, and we realized, you really need to have that. You just can't guarantee that there won't be a need that comes up, and you don't want to pay that bill out of pocket. Because it could be 20, 30,000 or more, depending on the level of need. So anyways, be careful out there. But the hike out there, very nice, very easy. But once you get out there, do be careful.
The glacier is just so awe-inspiring. Like, I got teary while I was out there.
Yeah, and I can't even imagine what it was like, 50, 100 years ago. The scale of those glaciers. I mean, it's just...
And then that night we sailed through Glacier Bay. Like, we went.
Did we skip through Teppanyaki? We didn't mention Teppanyaki. That was on the Sitka day, wasn't it? Is that Sitka?
Yes.
Sitka was.
I was just gonna do our excursion.
Just the excursions. Okay, that's fine. We'll talk about the food.
We'll talk about food later. We'll do maybe a whole nother.
Food's
video.
a big category for me when it comes.
We'll
to
do a whole
cruising.
video on the food.
Sounds good. Juno. So that finishes up our Juno day.
So we went through the Endicott Arm. And we went towards Dawes Glacier. We saw another one on the way there. It was called Sunset Glacier, or the Hanging Glacier.
There was a hanging glacier that was right as the entryway into this little kind of valley area you go through. It's crazy because you got mountains steeped up on both sides of you, and then the water is at the bottom. So the ship is going through, so you're going in this little valley filled with glacier water and everything else. And
chunks of ice are just floating through, and you're just like... Titanic.
So you saw the hanging glacier as you're entering into this particular valley, this narrower valley, and you kind of go all the way in and then do an about face turn with the ship on your way out. The glacier is on the far end, the one that you get to see there.
The Dawes Glacier.
And so then when you come out, you can get another view of that hanging glacier.
We spent most of the time there in the observation lounge. We had kind of okay seat, but it was fine. And then when we got to the Dawes Glacier, we ran downstairs because you could actually go on we could go on the
Alaskan word is
ship.
Skedaddled. We skedaddled our way to the front,
bow of the ship. So we could have our Jack and Rose moment if we wanted.
An unobstructed view. You're not looking through glass. You don't have reflections from lights affecting things. You could just see that wonderful glacier.
It wasn't that cold out there. Like, I was thinking I was going to freeze because I just had a sweatshirt and I put my hat on, but it was fine. So it was fun to see that, unobstructed. We could just see the glacier.
So that was that day, and then the following day after that was Thank You Neighbor.
Yeah.
That's our neighbor. That's been our neighbors the entire time. You can close the door like a human being and close it softly, which we are considerate of, but it's amazing. Like, there's a suction that kind of, because of the way the pressurized things are with the rooms, it really closes that door and slams it. If you're not closing it yourself manually, it is slamming shut in our neighbors. They've not figured that out.
Anyway.
They must be from Green Bay or something. They can't figure it out. Sorry. Go Chicago. Okay. Go Chicago.
And then the next day was...
Apologies to any Wisconsin people with hurt feelings for that comment. But I had to come up with a quick target for why they can't figure out how to close the door appropriately. Okay, calm down.
The next day was Icy Strait Point. And that is where we did our whale watching. Oh my goodness. That was an amazing adventure.
Yeah.
There was a pod of 9 whales total, and led by the male. He's probably about in his 20s, she said, and his name is Ruffles. Mm-hmm. And they were doing this bubble net feeding, and we learned that, when they're getting ready to come up, the seagulls will rush to where they're going because the seagulls want to pick up the leftovers. They kind of hear the bubbles. They kind of know where it's coming from. They can kind of see it from the air,
and so
they kind of guide you to where the whales are going to come up. And for the most part,
it's so hard to know. Like for the ship the ship guide person is giving us directions. Like they'll probably be in that 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock window. Generally, but then sometimes they come up somewhere else because if they're whales, they go underneath for a while.
One time we went to the back and we were like, they're at the 6 o'clock, and they were like, oh yeah,
they're behind us.
By the way, they're behind us.
Yeah, because they went underneath the ship, and there was no telling for sure exactly which way they were going to be going after that.
For the most part, they were pretty far away. We weren't that close to them. The one time that they were came up right by the boat, it was on the other side from where we were, and I wasn't I knew if I was going to try to film it, it'd be with people in the way, and so I just decided I'm just going to enjoy this, without a camera.
Yeah.
I just wanted to experience it myself and just sit there and watch it through people's arms as they're all videoing. So I'm looking through people's arms. But it was
we probably saw at least 5 bubble feeding things, because what happens, they do that, then they'd swim a little bit, they do their little spout, in the air, then they'd go underneath, and they'd be underneath for about 5 minutes or so, and then they'd come up somewhere else. And so not kind of predictable, but not horribly predictable.
Oh, we got an announcement. Oh, they're looking for people.
Yeah, they're looking for people. Yeah, not us.
Not us.
We're fine. Like she said, there's you're going to see multiple of things, and so enjoy it without having to record things. A lot of times I would have the phone up recording, but I'd be looking, and so sometimes the recording would be you'd see it and then not see it because I wasn't paying attention to the camera. I didn't want to be stuck looking at a camera when something amazing's going on.
I'm filming and you see trees instead of the whales. Yeah. Because I was actually just watching them.
And that's
not
you just do the best you can, but opt for that. Opt to actually be watching what's going on, and it'll be worth it. If you're not going to care one bit if the video is not perfect, because you can find all kinds of wonderful videos online of it. If you want to watch a wonderful video, you can find them. But in the moment, make sure you're taking time to just see it with your own eyes and just embrace it for all it is.
Yep. So and then we took the tram. Was it tram? No, gondola up to the main part where they had shopping, and we had.
There was a dancing thing other people went to. We weren't there long, so we didn't get to see some of the native dancing thing that they had. They had that kind of on a schedule for
and then that's when we had to hike back. And he told me it was just up and then down. No, it was up, down, up, and then down.
Me wrong. I was trying to watch the trail when we were on our way in with the gondola, because I didn't want to do that hike because I thought it was going to be beautiful, and it was a beautiful hike. And got to see a huge eagle nest on the way.
You don't see when
you're not going to see that, because the eagle's nest is right there on the side, because the gondola is maybe 50 yards from the coast, and there's tall trees and stuff right there, and so you can't see all the way through all of that. And so because we did the hike, we were able to see a huge eagle nest right there, get some pictures.
Yeah. And then the last day was Ketchikan.
Nobody threw any cans, so I didn't catch any. That was my joke for the day. I thought, it's called Ketchikan. I thought they were going to be throwing cans at people, and you catch a can, but
so
nope,
woke up to the ding of, hey, we're not going to be here as long as we said we were. And so I'm like, we gotta get ready, we gotta go. Because my anxiety. And plus it was like, I didn't know how far it would be from where the shuttle dropped us off to the store that I wanted to go to. So we follow Leg Life here on YouTube. They live in Anchorage, but they support this store in Ketchikan called Woodlands Clothing, and I highly recommend going to their website. I'll link it below. But it's a locally owned. They the owners is Spring and Jeremy. She designs all of the designs that are on the clothes, and then he prints them. He also takes pictures for all their postcards that they have in there. And it was not that far from
so they're different. So there are different port areas where the cruise ships come in at. Ours, for this particular cruise, we were dropped off at a far distant, basically almost like a
Ward Cove.
Yeah, so we were at Ward Cove, and it was pretty much like
7 miles.
Yeah.
From
and how would you describe it? Like, it wasn't really like a port. It wasn't a port. It was like a port for like manufacturing and lumbering and lumber
we were
stuff.
Laughing like we went by the dump.
Yeah, it's like, wow, exciting. But then there were 2 other ships that were in port that were right there in Ketchikan, right there at the pier area where a lot of the shopping is.
That Norwegian has, like, it's in their contract that they have to go to Ward Cove.
Yeah, and it could be something to do with size of ships. I don't know what the factors is. When they make these schedules, first come, first served. I don't know how it works.
There were 3 ships. There were 3 other ships there, because the Holland America came in just as we were leaving.
Okay, so we were in different areas. So we had to utilize the shuttle, and so that kind of time, which we initially
that takes like 30 minutes.
Yeah, we initially had an excursion scheduled, and we ended up canceling it because we didn't know how tired we would be by that day.
And it was going to be an early morning one.
And so we thought, you know what, let's cancel the excursion. If we change our mind, we can always go to the location of the excursion and then pay for it right there.
It was a lumberjack show, so
we had heard it was really entertaining though.
Yes.
From people that we had cruised with on a previous cruise. They said that it was actually way more fun than they thought it was going to be. But for us, with the timing, we knew it was going to be a short day. We knew we had some shopping we wanted to do, and so we figured it would be best to just drop the excursion in advance, where there would be no penalty or late fee or anything like that. So we dropped that before we got on the cruise, and then I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
Because the day ended up being shorter than we thought it was going to be, and so.
And that's another thing. Like, you gotta be loose. Like, you can't be like, oh, we got this much time. Like, things can change so fast.
Yep. And some things changed since we booked. Like, originally we booked it, some of our port times were going to be like an afternoon, like 12 to 6, but then it got changed later on to like 6 to 12. And so some of those things are subject to change even after you book it, and you gotta be flexible with that.
Yep.
So plan accordingly.
Anyway,
that was yesterday, right?
Yep. And then today we're just chilling. We've already done the sad part of packing.
Yeah, got that done. We needed to, because we did more shopping than maybe we have done in other ports. Got bigger stuff because you're getting sweatshirts and things like that. So we needed to make sure everything fit, because otherwise we were needing to go shopping for a bigger suitcase to put some of the stuff in. So we managed to make everything fit.
We're good.
That's great. Pretty sure the weight restrictions won't be a factor, but we had to do some rearranging just to make sure we got it all taken care of.
So we're packed.
That's done. Now we can relax and enjoy the rest of the day.
We're just gonna go get something to eat, I think, and then kind of relax today.
Probably spend some time in the observation deck again.
Yep. Hopefully we can find some orcas for him.
I'm not counting on it. So.
Yeah. I'm sorry we didn't.
Yep. I'll watch Free Willy when we get home or something. I don't know. I'll figure out something. But yeah, we did see plenty of the humpback whales. We really didn't see any other wildlife outside of the fortress of the bears and the falcon, the raptors.
Like, we didn't see any otters or sea lions.
We saw what would look to be a sad starfish stuck on a pier pole hanging on for dear life. Jellyfish. I don't know if you reported the jellyfish.
I didn't get a chance to get the jellyfish. It was on our whale excursion on the boat. I just happened to look over and I saw 2 little jellyfish. And I was like, oh! And then by the time I got my camera, we were past.
Yeah, so today's going to be
booking it.
Today's going to be a relaxing day. We don't lose any more time tomorrow, do we? We just switch. We lost an hour last night. And then when we fly back from Seattle to Chicago, we'll lose a couple more hours going that direction.
That's gonna be.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a relaxing day. Maybe we'll do the go-kart thing. I wanted to check it out.
Yeah, we want to check that out. So.
Yep. Last call for the Beatles this afternoon. We're not gonna do the magic thing. We're just gonna enjoy. Skip breakfast, because Lord knows we didn't skip many meals the rest of the time. We skip breakfast. We feel a little bit better about ourselves.
Yeah. Although I was eating M&Ms.
Yeah.
I was getting ready.
But yeah, we need to get stuff ready here, and so we could also later on give reviews of what our experience has been with an inside stateroom for the first time in a while. Our first cruise experience was an inside stateroom. All the other cruises have been with verandas, balconies, and so this one
for you,
there was a shock to our system to the size of this room, but generally I've been fine with it. It's worked out with what we've needed. It encourages you, hey, you want to go see something, get out of the room, get into other parts of the ship. And so it's kept us out of the room more than other cruises. We've still gotten those naps in, but I've been very impressed with adjusting to the room size and the room type than what we've had for other ones. Anyways, there you go. So we're going to go enjoy the rest of our day. We've got a lot of day left to enjoy.
We'll see how much.
And we'll see if we go to Canada. I want to go to Canada.
Yeah.
I've decided. I want to. Initially, I was like, oh, it's such a short excursion, but I just want to set foot in Canada so I can say we went to Canada.
And maybe so then we can get ornament.
Yes, we get Christmas ornaments for every country we've been to.
Every stop that we had made this
every stop we made.
Yeah.
So there's a Chris Kindle market in Chicago where they have all kinds of ornament flags for different countries, and we'd like to be able to do that.
We can get a Canadian flag.
Because even though we'll get an ornament from Canada itself, when we go to the Chris Kindle market, we can update our thing and get a Canada flag.
I don't know if they have state flags, so
I don't know. Either way, we have a specific.
I like the Alaska state flag. I think
very
it's
nice.
Really cool.
I like their flag. I got a hat with some Alaska stars on it with a bear.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
We're waiting for the
It's windy.
Go-karts. We want to say we go-karted at sea.
Yeah, we want to do something you can't really do on other cruise ships. This is, I think, the one and only ship, unless the Joy sister ship has it. Maybe. It's one of the few opportunities you have to go-kart at sea, so we're going to enjoy it because we can.
But we can't remember if he said 50 or 15 per person.
It better be 15 per person. For as long as they're going around, it better be $15 per person. We made a mistake at a shop. There was a really nice ornament and asked how much are the ornaments because there's no prices on it. And it sounded like he said 15 or 5. And I was like, 15 or 5? There's only one kind of ornament there. So I'm like, whatever. Then when we went to go check out, the price was like $80 for our total thing. I'm like, wait a minute. And it was because it was $50.95 as the price. So big mistake. We put it back. Yeah. It was very nice to look at.
We got a $10 ornament instead. Yeah, they're getting ready to open up for single riders. So yeah. What's that? Here we go.
Okay, so that was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. Went a lot faster than I thought it was going to go. And I was trying to be kind and courteous to the slow people, and I did do pretty good about that. I did wait and find safe places to pass, but I did get that first place as far as the fastest lap. And and fastest, like my final lap was faster than most people's you know, my last lap was faster than most people's best lap, so it was a lot of fun.
I got told because I bumped into one of the walls. Use your brake, use your brake.
I bumped into a wall in that first I had a good hit in the wall. I thought I was going to stop, but I was able to keep going and get around. So, anyways, it was fun. Winning's always fun.
Yeah, in this race, they're all going now. So, fun times, fun times.
Okay, this is our room 10401. It's an inside stateroom. We have been in here for the good part of the last week. I got a little place to hang some jackets there. A nice little seating area where you can get ready in the morning. There's a stool on the other side. This is the bathroom, single bathroom area with a nice size shower to it. We had no issues with the shower size at all. It was pretty good. Lots of storage area for all of your odds and ends. Got a garbage can underneath there, but plenty of space in the bathroom area. Like I said, you got a place where you can get ready here. All your information, lots of information you collect from day to day. Down below, a little stool or seat, however you need it to be. For the bed area, we would say it's more on the firm side. Disney cruise ships, their beds are really, really soft. This is more on the firm side, so based on preferences, we wish it was a little bit softer maybe than it was. Up in each of the lamp areas, there is a USB. Let me see if I can zoom in here. There's a USB area where you can plug in things or use a regular plug. No, just a USB. So we kept all of our charging cables up there on each end so we could charge things that we needed. A singular closet, which took some getting used to. We've been in some big veranda balcony rooms, and so we're used to having multiple closets, but we did have one big closet. And inside, we got our safe area, a few shelves along the one side, big shelf up top, a lot of hangers. Despite there just being one closet, we had enough room for all of our stuff in there. We also have a little area here where we kept a lot of our shoes during the week. We've got a lot of our stuff packed up, but this is where we kept a lot of our shoes and backpack items, things like that. Up here, you got the TV, and I'll just show you something on here too with the TV. The thing that you want to look for with the TV area is you want to look for the Bliss Today. The Bliss Today is the channel that's going to have a lot of your port information and things like that going on. And so information regarding your specific port, things like that. Took us a little while to figure out where we were looking to try and find the information we have. And the information is different in the morning and the evenings, because one evening we were trying to find some important information, and it was a lot of promotional advertisement stuff, which wasn't really helpful to us. And so we had to go to guest services to get some of the information we needed. But again, a small room, inside stateroom, but we had plenty of space, surprisingly. It was a little bit of shock. Oh yeah, we also have a little fridge area down here, which always comes for them. They always have different things in there if you want to purchase it. So just know whatever's in there, you're purchasing it if you open and use it. We didn't use any of their stuff. But yeah, and a hair dryer right there. Some fancy shoes right there. Anyways, so what would you say about the room? I would say initially we were shocked because we're so spoiled. We're used to big rooms. We're only 2 people, but we've had some big rooms.
We would get assigned family deluxe rooms.
Yeah, we
would do like the guaranteed rooms at Disney, and so like we would have like so much space, like double of what this room is.
Yeah, it definitely felt like double the space
because
here.
It's for a family. And it's a deluxe, so there's
and it had so they'd have usually people. They have a bench seating area, like a sofa area
that gets turned into an extra bed. So that creates more space in the room needed for that bench that, like I said, turns into a bed. So we're used to just big rooms. But I would say after the shock and awe initially of, oh man, like how are we gonna a whole week in this small room? I don't think I minded at all. We had enough room for everything. Everything had a place to go. It never felt too cramped. We never felt like we were constantly bumping elbows going around each other. And just to say too, I just put this on here, I forgot to mention, those two things are basically the nightstand. So the bed can be split into two. And so with that, that one pinky. So yeah, the bed splits into two. And so those are technically the nightstands in between the two beds when they split it. When they don't have them split, when they have them combined, they go there. You can also, I think there's enough room on each side of the bed. You could have a nightstand if you wanted over on each side of the bed. We didn't really need it. We needed it for shoes and everything, so we kept that there. So anyways, yeah, like I said, this room turned out really good for the price. I mean, we saved, I want to say it was $1,200 to $1,300 by switching from a veranda in October to an inside stateroom in August. And so that's a pretty hefty savings. That meant we had more money to use on excursions and things like that. So it was worth it for us. And there's a few times where we wish we would have had a balcony to go out on for this cruise. But for $1,300, $1,200 worth of savings, I'm fine with that entirely. So inside state, I know a lot of times when you watch the Alaskan cruises, they tell you, you want a balcony, you need to have a balcony. Maybe not so much. What you need are those excursions that take you right to where the animals are. And so if you save money on a balcony by getting an inside stateroom, use that extra money you saved for some really good excursion opportunities to go see the wildlife more closely than you'll ever see on a ship. So anyways, so that's our room review for right now. Thank you.
This is always sad when you see the luggage in the hallway and the porter's taking it. That means your cruise is over. Well, you have one more night, but all right, dinner.
So I work as a special needs instructor with adults with special needs, and I also pastor a guy. So I've got that, and then she works at the same special needs school in the administrative side. With, fundraising, database coordinating for the fundraising that they do, all that.
Nice. I'm Christian myself. I've taught people before because I was a really good swimmer.
Okay.
I own my own swim club now. Oh, God would be proud of me if I did that. I need to humble myself. Looks like it would be fun.
Yeah.
So I do triathlon, right?
Yeah?
And
man, that's impressive.
You put a lot of hours into running and training.
Yeah.
So this is the best thing to come out of COVID.
Yeah.
They shut the street down permanently.
Okay.
The next like 6 blocks are walking only.
Okay.
Good place to hang out.